Testing. 1, 2. I don't know why I'm still doing the sound check. Habit, I suppose. It's funny how the world ends and you still find yourself worried about the gain levels on a dead frequency. This is Joe Henry, broadcasting from the sublevel of the old Miller Street station. If you're hearing this, you're either one of the lucky few who found a battery-powered shortwave that hasn't been fried by the pulses, or you're one of them listening to the vibrations of a dying species through your sensors. I hope you're enjoying the show. It's been a long run, hasn't it? 30 years of local weather, high school football scores, and the occasional classic rock marathon. And now the grand finale, the penultimate broadcast. I say penultimate because I'm an eternal optimist. I like to think I'll have one more chance to say goodbye before the floor gives way. But let's be honest, we're running out of clock. Outside, the world is a graveyard of chrome and violet light. I remember when the sky used to be blue. Do you remember that? It's been 3 months since the sun felt warm. Now it's just a pale, filtered glow through that haze they brought with them. That thick, copper-tasting fog that clings to everything like a wet shroud. I've heard the reports, or what's left of them. Fragments of voices from Chicago, Denver. A frantic burst of Morse code from a bunker in the Ozarks. They all say the same thing. They don't talk. They don't negotiate. They just arrive. They're like gardeners pulling weeds. And we, my friends, are the crabgrass. I'm sitting here in the dark, save for the amber glow of the vacuum tubes and the flickering red light of the on-air sign. It's the only warmth left in this room. The walls are 3 feet of reinforced concrete, but I can feel the ground shaking. It's not an earthquake. It's a cadence. Thump, thump, thump. It's steady. It's patient. It's the sound of a scout unit moving across the parking lot above. I saw one of them once, about a week ago, through the periscope vent. It didn't look like a ship. It looked like a geometry problem made of obsidian. It moved with this horrific liquid grace, its limbs clicking like a giant insect made of clockwork. It was beautiful in a way that makes you want to scream. I watched it dismantle a city bus just to see what was inside. It didn't find anything, so it just crushed the steel into a ball and moved on. That's what we are to them. Curiosity, an obstacle, a minor data point to be cataloged and then erased. I wonder what they think of our music. I've been playing the archives for 24 hours straight. Mozart, the Beatles, some old jazz records I found in the back. I wonder if the vibrations mean anything to them, or if it's just noise like the buzzing of a fly. I like to think they're confused by it. I like to think that somewhere in that cold, logical hive mind, there's a flicker of annoyance that we're still singing while they're burning our cities. My father used to say that as long as you're talking, you're not dead. So I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to tell you about the world as it was. I'm going to tell you about the smell of rain on hot pavement and the way the lights of the stadium looked on a Friday night in October. I want to record it all into the air. Even if the air is poisoned, because once I stop, that's it. The memory of us becomes a whisper, and then it becomes nothing. There it is again. The thump. It's closer now. It's right above the stairwell. I can hear the metal of the heavy security door upstairs groaning. They don't use keys. They just lean against things until the physics of the universe give up. I tried to call my wife when the lines first went down. I kept dialing the number even after the dial tone turned into that rhythmic screeching. I think I just wanted to hear the sound of the buttons. It made me feel like I was still part of a system that worked. I hope she's somewhere safe. I hope she's in one of those colonies they talk about in the whispers, the ones under the mountains where the air is still clear. But I know better. I know there aren't any mountains high enough to hide from things that can reach across the stars. I'm looking at the monitor. The signal is still going out. If you're listening in the ruins of New York, or if you're huddled in a basement in Seattle, I want you to know you aren't alone. We're all sitting in the dark together. We're all listening to the knock at the door. It's funny the things you miss. I miss the sound of birds. They were the first to go. One morning they were there, and the next the trees were just empty. No bodies, no feathers, just silence, like they'd been edited out of a script. Then the dogs started howling, and then they stopped too. Now it's just the wind and the machines. The thumping is getting louder. It's a rhythmic, mechanical pulse. It's not just a footstep, it's a scan. They're looking for the heat. They're looking for the heartbeat. I've turned the heater off, but the transmitter puts out so much warmth, I might as well be a bonfire in the middle of a frozen lake. I can hear the ceiling tiles rattling in the grid. Dust is falling onto the console. It's fine gray dust. I think it's the building. The building is shivering. It's afraid too. I've got a pistol on the desk next to the microphone. It feels heavy and useless. What am I going to do with a piece of lead against something that can fold space? It's a prop, a security blanket. I'd rather go out with a microphone in my hand anyway. It's a better story. I've spent my whole life being the voice in the dark for people on their morning commutes, and now I'm the voice in the dark for the end of the world. It's a promotion, I guess. I can hear it now. It's in the hallway. The sound of the hydraulic hiss. It's a long, drawn-out sound, like the breath of a dying whale. The thump has stopped, replaced by a scraping, metal on concrete. It's looking for the handle. It's trying to understand how the door works. It won't take long. They learn fast. I remember seeing a video clip on the last day the internet worked. It was a scout in Tokyo. It was standing in the middle of a crowded square, and it wasn't attacking. It was just watching. It was mimicking the movements of the people. It was tilting its head when they tilted theirs. And then, once it had learned enough, it just opened up. Not like a mouth, but like a flower made of knives. I didn't see the end of the video. The server went down, but I think I can guess how it ended. The scraping has stopped. There's a silence now that's worse than the noise. It's the silence of a predator that's found the nest. It's standing right outside that door. I can see the shadows moving under the gap, a flicker of that violet light. It's searching for the frequency. It wants to know why the air is vibrating. It wants to know who is still talking. Well, come on then. I'm right here. I'm Joe Henry, and I'm not done yet. I've got stories to tell. I've got 1,000 records I haven't played. I've got a whole life that hasn't been cataloged. You think you can just walk in here and turn off the lights? We spent 10,000 years learning how to build fires just so we wouldn't have to be afraid of the dark, and you think you can just blow them out? The door is buckling. I can see the steel bowing inward. The bolts are screaming. It's amazing how much pressure they can apply without even trying. It's like the air itself is pushing against the door. I'm going to keep the mic open. I want the stars to hear this. I want whatever vacuum you came from to echo with the sound of a human voice until the very end. I think about the people who used to call into the show, old Mrs. Gable who used to complain about the neighbor's cat, Bill who wanted to talk about politics until I had to cut him off. They're all gone now. Or they're hiding, just like me. But they were here. We were all here. The grocery stores are empty now. The shelves covered in that weird iridescent moss they grow. The highways are choked with cars that will never move again, rusting monuments to a mobility we took for granted. I saw a child's bicycle laying in the middle of Main Street yesterday. It was bright red. It was the only bit of color left in a world that's turning monochromatic. I wanted to go pick it up, but I was too afraid to leave the shadow of the doorway. That's the real tragedy. Not just the dying, but the fear that makes you small. The fear that makes you forget how to be kind. I'm not afraid anymore. Not really. I'm just tired. I'm tired of the silence between the thumps. The door is starting to crack. The concrete is splintering. I can see a sliver of the obsidian. It's so cold. The temperature in the room is dropping. My breath is coming out in white clouds. It's like it's sucking the heat right out of the atoms. But the on-air sign is still red. It's still glowing. It's the last sun in the world. I wonder if they have a name for us. I wonder if they even have a name for themselves. Probably not. Names are for things that need to be distinguished from one another. They all seem like one single terrifying machine. I'm going to miss the coffee. Isn't that a stupid thing to think about right now? The taste of a fresh cup of coffee in the morning while the sun comes up. It's the little things that anchor you. And now the anchor is gone. And I'm just drifting. The scout is in the room now. It didn't break the door. It just reached through it. The metal is dripping like wax. It's standing there, a pillar of darkness in the middle of my studio. It's taller than I thought. It's looking at the transmitter. It's looking at me. It doesn't have eyes, but I can feel its gaze. It's like a cold wind blowing through my soul. This is Joe Henry, signing off for the next to last time. I'll see you in the static. I'll see you on the other side of the noise. Keep the signal alive as long as you can. Don't let the silence win. It's reaching for the microphone. It wants to know where the voice is coming from. Well, here I am. Look at me. I'm the one who didn't stop talking. I'm the one who stayed until the end. I'm Joe Henry, and I'm still here. Do you hear me? I'm still here. I'm Joe Henry.